And now, Effective Communication with Phil Zeller, CEO, Dale Carnegie, Southwest Michigan.
So the conversation, what's going on in the world right now? Have you had it? I bet you have, because it's right here in front of you every single day. And people are asking. I was there just the other day with my son, and he came home, and he said, "Dad, you got him home?" I said, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he said, "Dad, I'm really concerned about what's going on in the world right now with the way people are treating one another and what they're saying about each other and how, they're just not coming together. They're polarizing themselves, and they're really segregating themselves, and they're forcing people to be separated rather than bringing people together. And it's causing all this unrest in the world." And he said, "It really challenges me to think about my future." Now, when you hear that from your own child, you start to think, well, wait a minute, what's going on, right? And you really start to process everything. And I said, "Son, let's definitely dig into this." And I started thinking about it and going through my history and watching life as it's unfolded for me. And there is no linear path in life and society. And if you study the history of the world, it's up, it's down, there's good times, there's bad times, there's in-between times, and everything there. And I was reminded of a story that my mom shared with me when I was a child growing up. She had shared with me later in life that she was really concerned about bringing me into the world because there was so much civil unrest. You see, I'm from Michigan, and Michigan has a lot of history for a lot of different reasons. Well, one challenging time in history was in the late 60s when we had a lot of riots going on in Detroit, Michigan. And my mother was pregnant at the time with me, and she was second-guessing herself. Why would I bring a child into this world? And what will that child experience? Now, I don't know if you ever asked that question, or maybe you're asking that out like my son was about his life going forward. And it reminded me that we've been through turbulent times before. And the challenge is, how do we work through those turbulent times? How do we get back to a better place in our life and a better spot in history? Well, the old saying is, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and that's a proverb from like the 1500s. I mean, that proverb has been around forever. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Well, there's a lot of stuff right now that's got stink on it. Let me put it that way. There's a lot of stuff that stinks right now with the way people are behaving and acting and treating one another, and out of respect and out of paying attention and understanding and working with people. People are being challenged by doing that. The understanding is that we need to wipe off the stink. We need to get back to understand that under all of this, there are good human beings. There are people that do want to see the world a better place. And I do realize people say that there's negative and evil in the world, and I'm not discounting that or denying that. But the challenge is, how did those people become that way? Why were they propagated to become that way? And what could be done to influence them maybe to choose a different path? Those are all things to consider. Whether you choose to do it or not, well, that's entirely up to you. Listen to the show, Effective Communication, and you'll learn all kinds of ways of influencing things and people that you care about in your life. So coming back to us, what I'm going to challenge you to do, because if you're listening to this show, I consider you a person that wants to improve and get better, and you're the type of person we need in this world. So I'm going to take you back to what Dale Carnegie said. Dale Carnegie said that you need to fill your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, and hope. And if you fill your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, and hope, you start to see the world in a different light. You start to see it in a different view. Because Gandhi said it best, and you all know the quote, and the quote that he's given credit for is, "Be the change you want to see in the world," or some variants thereof. The bottom line is, it's up to you to be the change you want to see in the world. And imagine if every person took the onus on them to become the type of person that somebody would be proud of. Now, interestingly enough, I mentioned my mom was concerned about bringing me into this world, but before she passed on to meet her maker, she shared with me that I was one of the greatest blessings that she ever brought to this world. How cool is that my mom went from this situation where she was scared to have a child to when that child grew up, she brought a blessing to the world. So use that perspective for yourself. How do you choose to see things? you'll make it the way you want it to be. But it begins with you filling your mind with thoughts of peace, courage, health, and hope. And be the change you want to see in the world. And in time, if we all become that, we will have the influence we want to live in a world where we're all respected. We all are following our path, our passion, our hope, our happiness, and we all have a purpose. And that's one for love and to make a world a better place. Now go make it happen.